the chat.
Mark, take a look at the questions. Let me know.
That
order makes sense.
I like that order. Yes.
Okay. Don't discuss any specifics, please. We're live.
Okay. And we're live.
And we're live.
I just got notified.
Cool.
Ringy dingy.
Yes, I'm sure I want to cancel my Java installation.
Are you sure you don't want the Chinese to touch your computer on the insides?
I kind of like that.
Whoa, what happened to my face?
It sounds good.
Yeah.
I look like a burn victim.
Adam, you have impetigo.
In particular.
Stop making fun of me.
I can't. It's a genetic built-in process I have. All right, so I got to get on YouTube here because we got to get in the chat. Do we have anybody yet?
Probably. Boy, that's really bad. Why did my camera just freak out?
Bandwidth.
It's not bandwidth. It's my camera.
Oh my god.
What?
I need to not look at YouTube Colin Furze videos because they are awesome.
What now?
Have you ever watched Colin Furze on YouTube?
No.
Oh my gosh, he's the guy that made like the real Wolverine claws and like the Magneto feet and like you honestly have never seen. He made like a jet bike.
Oh yeah, I remember the real Wolverine claws.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see that video of the guy who was watching the new Star Wars trailer and is like bawling, like crying his eyes out and stuff like that?
No, that sounds made up.
It's so good.
Hey, Bryan.
Hey,
what?
Bryan.
Brian Frober?
Yeah.
Hey, Brian Frober.
I wasn't. Wait, you thought I was talking to myself. Hi.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Adam. What's up?
Hey, Mark. Hi. I don't get it.
Over, under, done?
So what was the video? He was crying?
Yeah, he's watching it, and it was a legit emotional response, and it's really good. It almost like made me like have another emotional response, and then half people are like making fun of him, and then the other half of people are like, dude, I did the same thing. Did you watch? Have you seen the trailer?
No,
yeah,
I have. It did not make me cry.
It's because you're a hard ass, Adam.
So when I hope this isn't a spoiler for anybody because everybody's seen it, but when Han Solo died,
oh crap!
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't watched it yet.
When we saw that scene, I was at the theater with Tyler. And
Tyler Bushnell? Oh my god!
Tyler, my son.
Oh.
And he legitimately like had a meltdown, crying, and like I mean he was like beside himself, wailing, crying, asking like, Dad, why? I mean, to the point where the people around us were laughing. I mean, it was like the emotional response was so over the top to this.
I love it. I felt the same way, you know. I mean, some of those movies, they can elicit those kind of reactions, and I think it's great. It's magic. It's movie magic.
It is.
I think I've almost posted everywhere there are people. We are live tonight with Tyler Bushnell, probably.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
And yes, Mark Shields typed this.
I can tell it's getting brighter in Minnesota.
Yeah, you can. We got some light in this room. I don't have to turn up my lights on my computer.
All right. What's the weather like, guys?
It's beautiful.
I mean, stuff's melting or what?
It's already melted. The grass is green. The rivers are about 28 feet high.
Yep.
And they're washing all the stuff away, you know?
That's a fact, Jack.
That's beautiful.
So, outside my window is normally like woods.
Outside my window.
And then there's a lake, and then a river, and then another lake. But now there's a few trees and then one giant lake. There is no lake, river, lake. It's just one big lake.
But Bryan's camera looks like he's like in the dungeon somewhere.
I like it. You're sitting at the bar?
I'm not. I'm in the.
Oh,
I'm still in the basement room.
He's in his office.
I'm in my office. There we go.
Yes.
His orifice.
I need to put like games back here.
Brian Frober, Mr. Peabody, Andy Baldwin, yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the chat, everybody.
What's up?
Get
What was
on.
Okay, let's see.
Wonder what Susan would do if I put games in here. I'd probably get kicked out of the house.
I'm just not allowed to put games in a bathroom, in the bedroom, and then we need like some place for family, and definitely not in the kitchen.
I was told. I was talking to somebody who said that they put bubbles in their bathroom,
Bubbles.
which makes sense, right? I mean, that's
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
I would do that if it's a cabaret.
Also, hi YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey, Andy B.
He didn't pitch his YouTube channel.
I know. I listened to that episode the other day.
Which one?
There we go.
Ben Gold. Hey, whoever's got that ringer turned on, can you turn it off
Oh, it's off.
I don't have an Android.
on vibrators? Put it on vibrators.
It's off. The only way it's going to go on now is if I get paged, and that is a disaster.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. Don't come down here.
I better check to make sure I'm not calling the pottle, whatever.
Black, whatever color it is.
Phone vibrate only.
I'm feeling a little blue.
You are looking a little blue,
There we go.
and I like it.
I like it better than the green.
You're like a Smurf. And Mark, you're like pink and
Where's the
mauve.
redder?
Mauve.
Where's
maybe?
the crotch light?
I turned it off.
Tyler Bushnell is just standing still. He has not moved an inch.
He is sturdy.
Sturdy.
Look at that. Look at that. What's going on?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's been 5 minutes. Hey, wait. You know what? I've had a suggested topic that we never talk about. Fox movies that should be video games. Go.
Oh, right now before we
Yeah,
start.
why not? Yeah, because it's in the cold open suggested topic.
Oh, I like that idea. We should do that. Okay, so from now on, let's ask the chatters for a suggested topic for the cold open.
Ooh, I like that. What should we talk
What do you
about?
think?
I like it.
Let's invite the chatters in.
All right. Fox movies that should have been made into a video game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any.
Ah.
I can think of plenty of movies that were made into video games that shouldn't have been. Star Wars, Super Star Wars, Super Empire
What?
Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi. All three of those.
What?
They're terrible
Super.
for the SNES.
Oh. Yeah.
I love I love the unified groan. It's
Yeah. Well,
You don't-
that,
Wasn't Bohemian Rhapsody a Fox movie? That'd be an interesting video game.
oh my gosh, that would be. You could start out with a silhouette
I think
of
there's
a man's
Fantastic Four video game.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche when you do the Fandango.
That'd be like what's that video game with the spinner? I keep forgetting. It's the one that was
called
released
Tron?
on the, no. It was on the iPad. It was on Apple iOS, but then they shut that down. So there's like a limited number of them. Peter has one here.
Arkanoid,
Oh gosh. No. It's not very common at all. Hold on.
Tempest.
Hey, Napoleon Dynamite is a video game. Like you could be like you
Oh,
could drive
yeah,
Uncle
yeah.
Rico's van.
That actually would be.
Uncle
That'd be pretty
Rico's
cool.
Van is the name
Yes.
of the game, and you have to throw
gotta-
footballs into it.
Yeah, so there would be football throwing. You got to sell pots and pans.
I like it.
If you make like official looking, badges, that's good.
Yeah.
Get a point. Full point.
Full point. You'd think I'd have that queued up, but I don't.
And the
Okay.
nunchuck scene.
Yeah, he could go hunting for wolverines. There's so many things that could be done now that this is a Disney property. I'll see what I can do. I'm always like, hey, I'll let you use the likeness in my van if you throw some dollars this way. I have a feeling they don't give a crap and they're just going to do it anyway.
Yep. Well, let's get going. All right.
Yeah, let's just do this.
All right.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
Intruder alert, intruder alert. A stimulating opponent.
Hello, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 14 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, April 18th, 2019, and the time is now approximately 7:29 p.m. Central. Thank you for joining us in the Arcadosphere. This is your host, Attorney General Adam Stevens. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Mark Time Runner Shields and Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and the doc to my Marty, Bryan Thurston Howell III. And later tonight, we will have with us software and hardware developer, power tools enthusiast, and acclaimed creator of the Polycade, Mr. Tyler Bushnell. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey.
Whoop woo.
Whoop whoop. Yeah, so we're spinning this one a little different. We decided with Brian Colin being a little absent last time, we would just kind of make sure that we get people on when they're supposed to be on. So
Yeah.
he'll
Sure,
come on during the interview time. How's that?
Yeah, that's intentional that we did on purpose.
Yes,
Wink, wink.
entirely.
Completely planned.
I still look
Totally.
like a burn victim.
What is going on?
I don't know.
It's like burn and a little paste.
Yeah, it's like too many lights on in this room. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what to do with all this light out here in Minnesota. It's been like 6 months of darkness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's Minnesotan for a yeah.
Oh yeah.
Won't
You
you
crawled out of your ice caves, yeah. I see.
Yeah, it's no longer frozen up here.
Ho ho ho. You get your 4 months of warm weather. Good luck. They're like, oh, it's true.
So,
It's sad but true.
what have you guys been working on?
Well, I've been working on a Spy Hunter. I got that last week for $600. It just had some loose cables and a missing capacitor and some burnt out bulbs. I just need to get the potentiometer on the pedal working. It's pretty awesome, great condition. And then I also got a gyrus.
Okay.
And I think I spent about the same amount of money. That was pretty much already working, and the guy threw in a Time Pilot PCB as well, which also works. And other than that, I think that's everything. I mean, I got a bunch of projects. I did try working my Warlords PCB, working it. I put it into another machine, and it did not work. It kind of worked. I mean, I saw numbers. So that's got some things to happen. That's all I got. What about you, Adam?
Well, I got back from MGC last week. Bryan and
Nice.
I were both there. I did not sell my Pac-Man. You'd be glad to know.
Yeah. How much you selling it for?
I was selling it for $1,500.
Oh my God!
I was gonna go to 2, but it's beautiful.
It is. It's lovely.
Somebody
It's
should
powder-
want it. I powder coated everything and restored everything except for the sides, and it's very clean inside. Thank you very much, Mark.
No problem. I cleaned it with that rectal probe. So. Oh wait.
And today, Bryan and I spent about 4 hours round trip picking up Bryan, going to get the trailer, putting it on my truck, going to Fastenal, and bringing home Monaco GP.
Nice.
So I have this. It's actually not quite home. It's at Bryan's shop. We're going to have his guys take a look at it, give it a once-over.
Or
Is
maybe
Monaco
twice.
GP a TTL game?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Totally discrete logic. There is no CPU per se. The whole thing is a CPU, kind of.
Wow.
So it's an oscillating, it's like an oscillator.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's a pretty impressive cabinet too, and incredibly clean shape.
yeah, I'm
So-
pretty lucky. Most of it's in really great shape. I have a couple of nitpicks, but I know people.
Nice. Where did it come from?
Virginia,
Oh.
$210.
What? That's great.
Fastenal.
Yeah,
I love Fastenal.
I had to pay the guy to crate it though, so it was a little bit
Nah.
more than that.
That's the best part about Coin Op Warehouse. They crate and take it to Fastenal for free.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't need to know that.
but but here's the thing:
Yes.
Coin Up Warehouse is only in one state, right?
Well, yeah, it's in one place, but they bring the stuff to them, and they do little once-overs and they give you like updates on Facebook. I almost bought a Wurlitzer One More Time, which is like a recreation of a 1950s Wurlitzer. But some other dude in Australia got it before me.
Huh.
But hey, what's
What's
Bryan
Bryan
doing?
been working on?
yeah, I know.
Hey. Well, let's see. We crammed out the stuff for MGC. Managed to get the Grand Champion that we have working, which is kind of cool. It's a Grand Champion that was a gift from Larry DeMar to a couple of people up in the Twin Cities. So there's a letter taped inside the back of the game.
That's pretty cool. For those of you who don't know who Larry DeMar is, Mark,
Oh,
are you-
I was like, who are we prompting? He was one of the original programmers. Worked with Jarvis and Steve Ritchie and a number of the other guys, but of a number of games. Super nice guy, and he put this cabinet together because these people were their daughter was friends with his daughter, and they owned a car dealership. So he thought Grand Champion was perfect for them. The irony of it is that kind of getting the stories from Larry after telling him I found this, because we saw him at MGC last year. And evidently, he and Steve Ritchie used to love this game and used to play it all the time. And when he told Steve Ritchie about it, they were just doing little quotes and noises from the game. It was pretty funny to see these two kind of arcade pinball icons sitting there, like making arcade noises and joking about a game. It was fun. Now, that was the project last week. Then at MGC, had a blast. Did not sell any of the stuff I brought down there, which was mixed about that. 3 of the games I wanted to bring home. One of them I did not want to bring home. I have no love for Sega Hang-On, so I'll find it a new home at some point. But the fun one that I did get to bring home is an Atari Food Fight cocktail. I'm super excited about that one. So I got to get that down into the basement, get that all set up.
Sweet.
Sweet.
A sweet Sonia.
Sweet.
So
Where's your video, Adam? Is that
Well, I'm still on OBS. I'm still being broadcast.
okay? Good.
I think I might be conserving bandwidth here. So
That's smart. I like that. That way, when I actually start to talk, I won't break up. I learned that if I have like all of you guys streaming, that actually affects my upload, even though that's just download. I'm not sure why, but
that's
perfect.
That is crazy.
Woo!
Good evening.
The news channel. Hostage. Israel. Government. Business merger. Refugee. Oil supply. Defense. The Klan. Education. Strikes. Crime. Riot. Camped Science. Celebrity. The Earth. The Universe. The news channel.
Good day, I'm Bob Cash. And I'm Jim Wilkerson. And this is the news channel.
We interrupt the ventilated.
And now, the Arcade News with Bryan McLeod.
Welcome to the Arcade News. Normally we have a couple of news stories. Today we kind of have three really neat devices that are coming out. Well, one of them technically is a modification, and then two devices. So we'll start off with a modification. This one is brought to us from nasicmod.com, or nesicmod.com. So we had a previous show with talking about using light guns on LCD or LED monitors, and the
I'm interrupting you for a second.
Yeah,
it's NES LCD mod.
Ah,
that's hilarious that you read it out. I love that.
What did he
I'm
say?
sorry, sir. You may continue.
no, I mean that.
Did he just say
Well-
Nest
Neslick
mod?
or something.
Nest
Yeah,
Liquid
Nessic.
mod?
So the funny thing is that I'm looking at the .com quickly, and in Japan the cards are called Nessica cards.
So it's Nestle
Oh.
CD mod.
So it was like I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's Nessica. Oh wait, it's got a D there. So, but so what this does is it basically rearranges the timing on your ROMs, allowing an NES, well not an NES, a third-party zapper to work on an LCD TV for Duck Hunt and other gun games without modification.
Right.
The original NES zapper still does require some modification. There's actually some guides on how to do this by replacing the LED inside of it. But it will work with a third-party light guns like the Tommy Zap for the NES. And it has something to do with, I actually didn't get into the exact details of what caused this problem with the original NES zapper, but it seemed to have something to do with the way the original zapper read the LED from the inside of the light gun.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting because we had Jeff Keecher on.
Yeah,
Was that this year?
It was.
it
Okay.
was a couple shows ago.
Yeah, it was like earlier this season. So, and he had gone through all the trouble to make this hardware mod, which is really cool and actually uses the real hardware. But I guess this gun takes advantage of the crappy design of the Tommy Zap gun, in that it doesn't have the same filtering that the original hardware has.
No.
So
And they actually have a guide on there about how to modify the original zapper, and there was a guy showing how if you take the Tommy Zap gun LED and put it in your original NES gun, it'll actually work.
yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna use my original NES gun with the Tommy, and then I'm wondering, do you just need a crappy LED? Because I could find those for like $1.
Well, no, I think it has to do with the exact LED that they used, but I don't know. That would be interesting to test. There actually was a really kind of fun video on how they were talking about the delay times and how by setting them at different values, there's different sensitivities. So there is actually a set of sensitivities that if you set it improperly, every time you pull the gun and shoot it, it just basically shoots everything in the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're always hitting your target.
Excellent. What else you got in there?
Moving on with the news here, there's a couple of new arcade releases. The next one is Atari released these two small mini arcades. This is from Digital Spy. And they're releasing these kind of small 2.8-inch screens that can play a number of old school games. They have two models that they've shown off so far. One of them has Pong, Breakout, Circus, Atari Off the Wall, and Super Breakout. And another one seemed to show that there was Centipede Adventure, Sprint Masters, Warlords, Yar's Revenge. They're really small, running with one is with a joystick, the other's with spinners. There's not a lot more information on them aside from they're kind of reminding me of the old Defender game that I had that I used to carry in the back of my parents' car. But I'm sure a lot better resolution on these little screens than that. You can connect them together though. Supposedly, well, so not connect them together. The Pong one is designed for 2-player play, which is kind of cool. They do have a headphone jack and they recharge by a micro USB. So have you guys seen pictures of these yet?
Yeah,
So
I have.
what was-
But you
what I
can
thought-
you can find them on Mashable, right?
They are on Mashable, or on Digital Spy, either one. One of the kind of funny things I thought was the Pong version actually has wood grain sides, which I thought was kind of cool.
Cool. All right, so you got one more?
I do, and finally, Capcom announced that they are releasing a home arcade system. This is a 2-player arcade system, plugs directly into your TV. Kind of an interesting release from them. It'll be out this October. They're starting to do some pre-orders at different sites shortly. It plays a number of kind of classic Capcom games, Street Fighter, some shoot 'em ups. The interesting thing about this is it looks a lot like, and I hate to say this, but the Chinese laptop kind of boxes that they've designed to run, direct to TV, and have these 2 6-button setups. So it looks to me, I mean, one of the things it kind of reminded me of was that looks like Capcom finally said, look, everyone else is doing this thing. We need to make some money off this. It is shaped in the pictures they released. This is from Mashable.com. It looks like it has the word Capcom. And so the artwork on the top actually is the word Capcom with the word overlaying the buttons, and the joysticks are appropriate colors, and the shape of the case is in the shape of the word Capcom. They're saying it's going to cost about $260. It's got about 15 games. And it doesn't look like, from the initial launches, I haven't seen anything saying that you can add games to it, although I'm sure it'll be hacked relatively quickly.
All right. Sweet.
Cool.
Huh.
I think we have Tyler joining us.
Yeah, let's welcome
How's it
Tyler to
going?
the show. How you doing?
Hey guys, can you hear me? See me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you. I'm not sure.
Awesome.
Can we see him? We can see him, but he's vertical.
He's vertical. Horizontal.
There we go.
All right.
And gravity
so sorry
changed
I'm
in
late.
California.
Sweet, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah. How about you guys?
Good.
Yeah.
So, you had a little bit of a meeting tonight, I guess.
Yeah. So we're raising money right now in order to grow Polycade, and so my life is talking to every investor in all over the states, and so and sometimes these meetings pop up, and you got to take it. So it's been quite the hustle.
Sweet. Well, welcome
yeah.
to the show. We did tease everyone that you were going to be here, so
Nice.
we're glad to have you on board. He's driving, but relatively responsible. Did they pull you over in California for talking on the vid, or were you like getting pulled over
He's
right
parked.
I have an earpiece, so I think we're good.
Nice. All right, we're gonna play another section of the show for our chatters, and then we're gonna jump into your interview. You got a little time? What's your time?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So here we go.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Back to the cave with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Welcome, time travelers. We're hitting April 18th, 1983 today, and we've got Tyler Bushnell with us.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
in the house.
Yeah, let's talk about 3 things so far that happened in 1983. One of them was Arcade News Spy Hunter. It was released around this time,
Sweet.
where you're. I just learned that some of those people that you're driving down the road with are civilians, and you're not supposed to kill them.
Be careful now.
Depends on what game you're playing, Life or Spy Hunter, right?
I see, exactly. I also learned when researching this that there was a Murder, She Wrote episode titled Hit, Run, and Homicide, where Jessica realizes the solution to the mystery when she's playing Spy Hunter in the Cabot Cove grocery store, which is pretty cool. I mean, I couldn't find any video of it, but like, come on, people that play video games on it's pretty cool.
Well, so
old
the real
80s show.
question is, how good was she at Spy Hunter?
Real question is
they had
why
a-
I didn't even know Murder, She Wrote was on in 1983.
Oh,
definitely a stunt double for that, though. Yeah.
Yeah. They must have had like somebody else to get the score on.
That is funny.
So in the box office, Evil Dead was out playing in Sam Raimi's horror classic. Does anybody else on the phone here own a Necronomicon? Anybody?
I have a Necronomicon version of Evil Dead, I think.
Oh, you do?
That's
Nice.
all I got.
I used to have like this book that had like a motion sensor, and then it would like shake and then yell when you got close to it. I can't find it though.
If you've seen the movie, I don't think you're supposed to own a Necronomicon.
Ah. Exactly.
Very true.
Very dangerous.
I actually put like something on the side of it because I worked at Compaq when I got it, and I put like Compaq, guidelines and requirements or something, and then people would see it and then it would scare them. It was good times. Okay, on TV, in 1983, Family Ties was airing, and it was only a year before Michael J. Fox became Eric Stoltz. Or wait a minute, he became Marty McFly. He replaced Eric Stoltz in the lead of Back to the Future. And I learned today that there's an interesting thing. The theme song was called Without Us, and it was composed by this guy, Jeff Barry and Tom Scott. And originally, two unknown people sang it. And then for the rest of the run of the show, Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams, who were way more popular, then sang it as the intro to the show. Does anybody else remember when it was cool to be super conservative? Is it just me? Hello? No? Okay. Okay. and now we're gonna go to our final little piece before our interview. We call this "What's in the Juke."
What's in the juke?
Okay. Okay, Mark, why don't you tell them a little bit about this segment?
So we've picked 10 songs. They were popular on April 18th, 1983. How long ago was that? 36 years ago? Wow. Yeah. And so we're going to play a couple seconds of each song, and everybody that doesn't see the list, that includes you, Tyler, are welcome to try to guess the artist and the title of the song, and then we'll keep score. And then at the end, you'll get a pat on the back and a hearty hi-ho.
Nice. I'm gonna suck at this, for the record.
Some of these are pretty easy, I think. But we'll wait. I'm not gonna make any judgments.
Here comes the first track.
Oh my gosh, nobody plays that part.
The Dropkick Murphys? No.
Oh, that's close though. I like
totally same style.
Come on, Eileen. Frober. Brian Frober in the chat. He's already.
Frober and Greaseball split it.
That's boom, right? That's good. I suppose I should have my sound effects up for that, right?
So one of the funny things that you're probably not seeing in the chat, Tyler, is that they figured out that if they answer the title of the song and the name of the artist at the same time, they don't get any points because they end up coming in second. So they answer one and then the other quickly, and the number of typos trying to get it out quickly is kind of actually comical.
Yeah, you get a half point for the artist and a half point for the song. So, hey, Greaseball, welcome to the show. And so we've got... come on, Eileen. Who got it first? It was Greaseball.
I think Brian Frober got "Come On, Eileen," and then Greaseball.
Well, I have Greaseball above Brian Frober.
Now that's interesting.
What about you guys?
Oh no, he did. Brian Frober right. "Comer on Eileen."
Okay, no, you're right.
Oh,
you're right. He corrected it. That's why I saw it first. So yeah, "Come on." That's a different song. Really.
Come on, Eileen. This is terrible.
So a half point for Brian and a half point for Andy Baldwin. Is that right? Are we on track now? Should we play this?
Yes.
Okay, let's do the next.
Go. We got 9
Here we
more
go.
to go.
Oh,
that's it.
I know this one, Mr. Roboto.
Yes.
And who's the band?
What's the guy? I forget. Shit.
Oh, absolutely. God damn it.
Would you? We're going to give Tyler a half point for that. And Styx was the band, and that goes to Greaseball.
Half point.
All right, half point for both of you guys. Nice job. Here comes the next one.
Oof.
Oh.
I don't know, but I like it.
It is a good one. It's got that. Oh, yeah, it's good. I'll play it again. Here we go.
Yeah. Kind of dirty, kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a little sort of a funk in there.
Yeah.
A little bit of funk in the room. I lost on Jeopardy. Bryan Frober, boom. And followed by Andy Baldwin with Greg Kihn Band. That's neck and neck, isn't it? That's a half point.
Well, it's only Jeopardy because I Lost on Jeopardy is actually a Weird Al song.
Oh, you're right.
So Andy got both.
But everybody's saying I lost on Jeopardy. Oh, wait. Andy got both.
Andy got the. Yep.
He got it correct in the first place, too. I'm sorry. Andy. Here you go.
Good job,
Full
Andy.
point.
That's a full freaking point. All right, here we go. Next song.
Also, don't know this one,
It's
but I liked it.
It's a good one. All right, here we go. Who's got it?
Bryan Frober.
Bryan
Wow.
Frober. And that's Twilight Zone. Bullet Hits the Bone is the chorus, guys. It's not the name of the song.
And Fuse Blown got the name.
Wow.
Fuse Blown. Golden Earring.
Golden Earring.
All right.
Now, what's the band Golden Earring doing these days?
I'll play a little more of that. That's right.
Somewhere in a lonely hotel room, there's a guy starting to realize that eternal fate has turned its back on him. It's 2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m. Fear is gone.
What time is it?
All right, here we go. Next track.
Jump Van Halen.
Nope, but you were
Adam
good. It was a good guess.
There we go.
Def Leppard.
Oh, duh.
And the song is not Animal. It is not Pyromania. It is Photograph. Give Zero FX a half point. That's
All
right.
right.
That is awesome.
Half point.
He's on the board. Check that out.
Nice.
Casey must be sick. Okay. All right, that was Photograph by Def Leppard. If you haven't been keeping up, it's been Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners, Mr. Roboto by Styx, Jeopardy by the Greg Kihn Band, Twilight Zone by Golden Earring, and Photograph by Def Leppard. And here's the next one.
Wow.
I don't know
ABC.
what that is, but it's
Bri-
awesome.
Bryan Frober with ABC, and possibly Arrow is close. He got it. Poison Arrow, Greaseball.
Ooh, awesome. That's like the song that inspired all of new retro wave music.
It's pretty cool. I'll play a little bit more of it.
Think wave. Ooh.
Man, songs had long intros back then. Here we go. Next track. That's it. I'm not giving him any more.
That's magical.
It is magical.
This is an obvious one. Top Gun, and it wasn't that in Top Gun?
No. No, but it no. Oh, here we go. Fame. Close, but no cigar. Flash
Bryan
dance.
Fober got Irene Cara, or as he says, Irene Cara.
Greaseball got flash dance.
Yep.
There we go. That's pretty good. Half point for Greaseball and a half point for Bryan Fober. Right?
Nice.
Some good fighting going on.
Almost near the end.
All right, so the next track. Here we go.
That's so John Hughes.
It is a bit. You know, it's funny. I don't think this song is any it's not in a John Hughes movie.
It's not, but he's used others from this particular band.
And the posters are in the movie. Lies, lies, lies. Greaseball, Thompson Twins. Boom, boom. I'm going to give it to him.
Greaseball firmly in the lead.
The song is actually just called Lies, but the chorus is lies, 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 and you got it. So we're just going to give it to you. Full point.
Full point.
It's always nice when you get a full point. Isn't that satisfying? You go through the full
Until
point.
we start awarding 5 points for one question.
Then it's just... Oops. This one's hard.
That's what she said.
It's a continuation from 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
I think this is a hard one.
I loved this, and that's why I'm wearing my MTV shirt today, because of this particular song.
Oh, yeah.
I loved this video.
And he gets the theme from Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Give Zero of FX said Gary Newman. It does kind of have a Gary Newman vibe, don't you think?
Gary Newman.
Yeah.
Maybe when he started to use a saxophone player in his music, but...
Brian Fober
nobody's
says he
gonna
knows
get
this
this
one.
one.
I'm going to play a little bit more.
Oh!
Someone's got to get it now. Brian's going to get it. Oh, we lost Tyler.
He's back.
Okay.
Welcome back, Tyler.
Welcome back.
Yep.
We missed you.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Phone overheated, but now I've got it in front of the AC.
Nice. What's the weather like there? What's the temperature over there? Peter Cetera is not the answer, Andy.
It is. This says 69, but that's not right. It's way hotter than that. I think it's probably like 80 outside.
That song is "I Eat Cannibals" by Total. Isn't that Cleo? Isn't that supposed to be Cleo?
I thought it was Colo.
Oh, Total Colo. Or yeah. Yeah. Your love is so edible to me. He got one of the words in the song though. All right, so this is it. Do you want to change anything up here, Mark? Or are we gonna go with the standard point system? So close today.
Yeah, we'll do it. Let's see if Greaseball can keep his.
Okay, here we go.
Place.
Last track. Everybody, get ready. We did this one last week, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
No. Last week was 1986.
2 weeks ago, then we did this because I only played the first part of that. I didn't even do the did, and someone got it.
Oh!
And I think it was Bryan. Oh, split.
They split it again.
They split it again.
Wow.
This is close.
Half point.
For Bryan and a half point for Greaseball. All right, let's tally it up.
Tally it up. Greaseball came in first place with 3.5. Bryan Fober in second. Third place is Andy Baldwin, and then a three-way with Tyler, Shoes Blown, and Give Zero FX. Thank you for playing, everybody. And let's get on to this interview.
Sweet. I love it. Well, okay, we're going to play a little intro for you here.
Oh, yes.
That's the sound of the guest being invited to the show. Welcome again to the show, Mr. Tyler Bushnell of Polycade. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated for having me. And And again, super sorry for my tardiness.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Perfect timing.
We like to work, and it worked out great. So we're right on time at 8 o'clock. Usually that's when the interview starts. So we're glad you're on board. Why don't you start telling us a little bit about yourself and this project you have going?
Yeah, totally. So I grew up very close to the arcade space. Basically, my dad would take us to trade shows since the time we could walk, essentially, going to both arcade trade shows as well as gaming trade shows like E3. So really great. Like, going to the arcade trade shows as a kid in the 80s was awesome because it's just this giant arcade of free games, right? And like the crane machines are all on free play, and those bastards would screw shut the doors so you couldn't get the thing that you felt like you deserved, unless it was candy. You got to keep the candy. So that was
That's
cool.
nice.
Yeah, we'd end up with like a better take than Halloween. So that was super fun. And then right out of college, I worked for a company called Uwink, one of my dad's startups as well. That was like a bar top touchscreen arcade company, right? Remember those things with the picture matching and stuff?
And in case the audience hasn't figured it out yet, the guy that ran Uwink is Nolan Bushnell. Your dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
You do look a little like him, actually. I think, you must get that all the but you do look a lot like your dad.
Oh, totally. Well, so my brother Gavin, you see pictures of my dad at his age, and you're like, oh my God, that's the same person.
Yeah. Yeah. His genes are strong.
We all are pretty resemble each other, but usually people don't catch us as being siblings until we laugh. We tend to have all the same laugh, just a slightly different octave.
Oh, that's awesome. So you were saying you in college you worked for Uwink.
Yeah, for Uwink. So spent some time there, and then after that, I went into software, building back-end web systems for a web advertising company, and then more recently started Polycade. So that began as a Kickstarter, which was awesome. I'm such a fan of the Kickstarter platform.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so great to be able to basically test to see if something's going to work, right? When we first were building Polycade, it was like, okay, like, do people want this? We're not sure. And so it's a great way to test the waters. And also shout out to our Kickstarters. They've been really awesome. Full disclosure, that was 3 years ago, and we're sending out our final Kickstarter machines in the next 2 weeks.
Cool.
So their support has been really crucial.
And you had what was your monetary goal for that?
So we put 20 grand, and we raised 125. And we were kind of thinking that, if it was 20 grand, then that's me in my garage building, 20 machines or 15 as it were. And then if we do more, then we'll figure out a different route around it. So at 125, we got manufacturers involved.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that was a big adventure. Since most of my background is in software, it was a lot of learning, of figuring out just prototyping, hardware, manufacturing. And so after the Kickstarter finished, I spent basically a year and a half by myself prototyping what the product would be, because when you finish a Kickstarter and you're like, oh God, people want this, and like 75 of them want it.
Yeah.
And like, we're about to ship this thing all over the States, and the current thing that we have, it turns out kind of sucks.
Oh, no.
We promised like a painted wooden cabinet, with a Raspberry Pi inside. Painted cabinet is like the worst idea ever. It's expensive to do, and it dents easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then a Raspberry Pi is great. I think that's a great way to run a platform. But it didn't make sense for us for a variety of other reasons.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it is a great platform. I think there are some challenges it still needs to overcome. Your hardware seems pretty robust. So what did you stick inside the thing now?
So now we use a full gaming PC.
Okay.
And so it's got a 1050 GTX. You can play your retro titles, but you can also play Street Fighter V and Mortal Kombat 10 and other titles that are coming off of Steam and other platforms like that.
So you're running Windows then on those PCs? Are you?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And very, very reluctantly, might I add.
Yeah. I hear you. But as a Steam platform, you kind of have to do that because if you want to provide thousands of games, you can provide hundreds with the cross-platform Linux games, which run fine on Ubuntu and other operating systems, right? RetroPie and whatever else. But I imagine you made the choice based on the fact that you can run every game on Windows.
Exactly. Yeah. And really, like, you know, probably the most driving titles are Street Fighter V and Mortal Kombat 10, which only run on Windows.
Well, yeah. And that brings me to two design questions. First of all, you mentioned painted cabinets suck. So what did you go to?
So we right now we're on version 2. Version 1 of the cabinet was a wooden laminated cabinet, and then we had a couple metal components. One was the control panel portion, was made out of powder coated steel.
Cool.
And then what we call the speaker panel, which is where our logo is, and the two speaker grates, that was also steel.
And where did you get the idea for the wedge shape?
So the wedge shape came about for a couple of reasons. You know, one was that the design of the cabinet. So part of the driving force behind the design was that I wanted to put the cabinet into my living room. And my wife is kind of like an interior designer. And so when I said, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna put this arcade. I'm gonna build an arcade cabinet. And I'm gonna put it in the living room." She said, "No, you're not." Over my dead body. And so then we got to negotiating, and I went to my design doc and played around with it, and I'm like, "Okay, well, what about this?" And she's like, "Okay, that can go in the living room."
Cool.
Yeah, and so the wedge shape, where like we could technically fit the hardware that we need inside the machine. Like we could potentially cut off the bottom of it. From a design perspective, I don't like how that looks. I think that like bottom section kind of helps to like even out the flow of the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we kept that, and it also gives us a lot of space to put whatever kind of PC in there. We don't have to really like.
And eventually CoinMex or whatever you want. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So we are developing a pay-to-play version now.
Cool.
But it will be cashless.
I was actually thinking about that when I was looking at your website. This is a very modern machine. Normally we don't talk about modern stuff on the show a whole lot, but we kind of dabble in all areas. We go to console games and arcade games. Our focus is like the classics, right? But right. This is such a unique piece, and it lets you play the classics. And we're seeing a lot of that right now. Bryan can attest to that. He's involved with a local group that's doing a great game called Galactic Battlegrounds, and then there's Death Ball, and there's Black Emperor, and Killer Queen, and all these really cool games that are coming out that have this really retro vibe to them. And the one thing I love about the Polycade is this clean design, but then you've got this like Atari-esque swoop of color coming down the side.
It's like art. It's like art.
It is. It's modern art.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. It's the something that was important to us was making a modern looking machine while also capturing some of the retro sort of vibe. We kind of like, our goal was to have one foot on both sides.
That's awesome. And then I love the cashless idea, because now I can walk up with my Android Pay and go, and I can play a game.
Precisely.
And,
yeah, exactly.
And I won't ever know how much I'm paying.
Right.
because you'll make me qualify for $3, and then you'll charge me some unknown amount of money.
Well, it's gonna work for you. Trust me. and then also, we'll share your high scores with your friends. So,
that's cool.
So when Bryan beats your high score down at Moe's Pub, it's gonna let you know, like, hey, Bryan beat your high score. You better get back to Moe's to reclaim your title.
I gotta say, so we got to see these in person out at the Amusement Expo in Vegas a few weeks ago, and they look great, but they also feel great. I mean, this is a solidly built machine. The controls are not like cheap, Chinese controls. These are legitimate buttons, legitimate joysticks. I mean, everything on this machine feels like the quality you'd expect out of somebody who really took the time to design something. So, kudos to you, Tyler. I mean, you did a nice job putting something really nice together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Bryan. That means a lot coming from you, especially.
Yeah, he's got the touch for that sort of thing, and he sells those parts for a reason, which is how you guys hooked up. Why don't you tell us a little bit how you guys ended up meeting each other anyway?
Yeah. So actually, interestingly, about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, right around that time, we were working with a manufacturer, helping them out with an arcade project, and they were also put in touch with Bryan. And then we got connected through that as well.
Okay, cool. So you've known each other for a little bit, and then you see each other at trade shows, blah blah blah, and now you're on the show.
So that was the Amusement Expo was the first time I got to meet Bryan in person.
Cool.
He says it like it was a good thing. Is it? He had to meet Bryan in person, not got to meet Bryan in person.
I mean, he showed up at 2 a.m. outside of his hotel room. So. Wait.
That's great.
Also, to go back to the cabinet build briefly, where version 1 was wood with metal components, version 2 is all steel.
Cool.
All fully powder-coated steel.
That's awesome. Very robust. And that must help with the weight and when you play the game. The mounting system is very simple. When you put the brackets on the wall, you can basically just hang the thing on the wall. How much does it weigh total?
It's about 160 pounds.
Okay, so it's not. It doesn't really move anywhere when you're moving.
No.
Yeah. And does it lock into?
Mm-hmm.
Does it lock into place when you put it on that bracket?
It does. Yeah.
Okay, so you can't slide it back and forth like a TV on accident.
You can slide it back a little bit, but 160 pounds is enough that it doesn't really move.
Yeah, and that's important when you're playing fighting games, I think.
Oh, definitely.
You got to have that feel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So interesting thing. I actually, a buddy of mine and I were talking about a home use product, and I was like, I want to put something on the wall because then you don't have to worry about, the big arcade game obviously is not going to get tipped over, but you don't have to worry about somebody like complaining about it shifting around, even on like cocktails and cabaret games. Sometimes people yank on those joysticks so hard the game actually moves. And so we came up with the idea, well, let's build one, put it on the wall. And apparently you beat us to it.
Nice. Yeah, it's interesting actually. The wall mount was not part of the original product. Like the very
Whoops. The wall mount not part of the original product. So
right, we got to remember that. Okay, I got it in my head. All right.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
This is where you left off. It said the wall mount. Or he's
not
still
part of the original product.
Not part of the original product. There he is.
Yeah, you guys hear me again?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
We got you loud and clear. Oh, we did. I think his mic came unplugged. We're not hearing you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the original product went all the way down to the floor.
Yeah.
But because it was so shallow, the distance from the wall to the front of the cabinet was so little that yanking on the joysticks, you would pull it forward.
Oh, yeah.
right? And so we had to attach it to the wall as part of like keeping it in place.
Sure, because you wanted a shallow footprint. So it was kind of like buying an IKEA bookshelf.
Right, exactly. and so like during thinking about that, we were like, okay, we're going to send this out. People are going to set it against the wall. They're not going to follow our instructions and screw it into the wall. And then they're going to walk away and the baby's going to come up and pull on the joystick. And now we're going to have a squish baby.
And you're going to make the news.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
We decided to just cut off the bottom, wall mount the thing, which also actually helps a lot on shipping costs.
Well, I bogarted the questions here for the first few minutes. So Mark, Bryan, would chime in.
Well, so there was a question. Well, let's actually move back. What we're talking a lot about the Polycade, and the Polycade can play a number of games. What's your favorite game to play, either on the Polycade or not?
Yeah. Will I be ostracized for choosing a modern game?
No,
not at all.
Not at all. We all love
I'll
this.
do both. So my favorite
Roblox.
of the classics would be a tough one, either Arkanoid or I'm a big fan of Donkey Kong Jr.
Okay, cool.
Just because I grew up with that cabinet in the house.
Yeah.
And then on the modern side, Dead Cells is fantastic.
Dead Cells.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
wow.
look that up.
Yeah,
And is that a PC game?
It's a PC game. It's I think they've now got it on Switch and stuff too. But
That looks pretty.
It's beautiful graphics with like pixel graphics, and then with shadows and stuff.
I think I played this.
It takes a second, right? Your first run through, you're like, all right, I don't know, whatever. And then if you give it a little more time, you get hooked, and you get hooked hard.
Oh, this is cool. It's got that, like you were saying, it's got that retro vibe, and I have not played this. It looks like a different game I played, but this is not. This is cool. I want to try this out.
Looks like a modern Metroid.
Is it on Steam?
It is on Steam, yeah.
All right, cool. I'm going to add it to my queue.
Yeah, that's a great one. Also, speedrunners, when it comes to two-player games,
Yeah.
is super good.
Speedrunners, that was released as a beta on Steam. I have that. That's a good game.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. Sweet.
Broforce, if you've tried Broforce.
Broforce is good.
Broforce is a blast with a group of people.
Yeah,
that is
definitely.
I play that with my son and a couple of his friends, and it's just there's a lot of hooting and hollering, and it's just a fun game.
Mark, what's your favorite classic game and your favorite modern game?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, my favorite classic game is Super Pac-Man.
Awesome.
Yes, and my favorite, I would have to say Counter-Strike is really my most favorite. Yeah, I love Counter-Strike.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah, I mean, Quake 2 technically was like right behind that.
Yes.
I don't know why I love Quake 2 so much more than Quake 1 or Quake 3 or whatever.
We are definitely kindred spirits. 'Cause Quake 2 was
okay.
my jam. I was known as Spidey because you load up LMCTF, Loki's Minions Capture the Flag was a mod. Remember that? And there was the first one you could shoot, and you had an offhand grapple. So I would actually grapple, and there was no distance you couldn't grapple. Right. So I would capture the flag, and then I would shoot my grapple to one end of the map as far as I could do it. And then I would jump up in the air, and then I would turn around and start shooting everybody.
And I was a really good camper myself.
And then I would just like my friends started calling me Spidey. I was Rocket Man for a while because I would just rocket jump everywhere. God, I love Quake 2.
Wow.
How about you? How about you, Bryan? What's your classic and your modern?
Classic is Spy Hunter, 100%.
Oh, really?
But, I played in the cockpit version. Love it. Can never get enough of it. So the Peter Gunn theme music blasting in your ears, combined with shooting up the cars you're driving down the road, kind of makes me think of a better way to do my morning commute.
Next time we have Bryan F. Cullen on the show, I'm going to play this clip. And he's just going to be like, oh, it's fan service, buddy.
Bryan knows. I mean, I like every time I see Bryan, I talk to him about Spy Hunter. Actually at California, not at California, at Florida Free Play Florida, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I had him sitting on the prototype version of the cockpit seat, playing at an upright one, so that we could advertise that the seat had prototypes done.
Yeah.
So we took the seat and put it on a regular chair, and had him sitting on it. Modern games, I actually don't play many modern games. I go and play a few. Broforce is one I've enjoyed, but like a lot of the modern games are my son grabbing me saying, "Dad, play me at Star Wars, play me at this, play me at that." The latest one he's pulling me in on all the time is Smash Brothers. So, but it's more like, you know, him grabbing me and saying, "Play me at this," and we go and have some fun playing it, and then I take a week or two off, and he learns how to kick my ass, and we move on to the next game.
So I have a couple of, I'll share mine real quick. I don't want to steal all your stuff, Mark, but one of my first games ever was Super Pac on the Cocktail. And I bought that game. I played it at the Taco House, and I played Eddie Grant. That was my first quarter I stuck in at that jukebox. Anyway, that game, Brad Lutz restored one a couple years ago, and it's gorgeous. It's like brand new. And so I spent the most money I've ever spent on a game on Super Pac-Man because I like it so much. And then probably Tron for the old ones. Just because I love the sound and everything that was coming out of it. And it just really felt like one of the few times a movie franchise was made into a game and it didn't suck. So,
right.
Modern games, the Swapper. Have you ever guys played that on Steam?
The Swapper.
No. So you're like this. It's a space. There's a story, and you're the space guy, and you can clone yourself. And it's like a puzzle platformer. So you got to clone yourself to get to different parts of the game. It's real moody. It's got really dark. Like think like if Alien was made into a game. It's got this creepy story. There's moody music. You don't know if you're gonna die, and if you do die, you just clone yourself. So it's really interesting game mechanics. Super fun. It's not that long. It's like $15. Probably takes you like 4 hours to finish or less. But super fun. And then I'm a diehard Rocket League fan. Just play that.
Oh yeah.
I play that all the time. So yeah.
So good.
So back to the questions, guys. What do you got in that? What you got in that pipe?
Hey, go ahead, Bryan. Yeah. I'll take the next one.
I raised my hand.
I got it.
Let's give him the talking stick. Here you go.
All right, I got it. I've got the stick. All right. So, you kind of gave us the history of like what you were, like how you evolved into where you are now and your path. I mean, was there, as you were growing up, was this kind of the profession you knew you'd end up in? I mean, was this like you saw the writing on the wall, you knew where you were going, or was this something turned the course and you said, this is what I'm going to do?
So I think growing up, I always wanted to work in gaming. I think that, with my dad being who he is and whatnot, that can create a lot of, you feel like if you're going to enter the space, you better do something epic.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You could have rebelled. You could have done the opposite. I'm going to be a writer, Dad. I'm going to write books,
I could have, but I was so passionate about games that and like, then also with the connection, it was like, this is what I'm meant to do for sure.
Yeah.
But then you spend a lot of time being like, okay, I'm gonna not step in unless I'm really knocking it out of the park. And so that was like very crippling in some ways. And so, finally just decided, hey, let's go for this. And a Kickstarter was a nice little push on that as well, because you get the project up and then people back you and you're like, oh, I can't, like, this is going and I'm doing it.
Now I gotta produce it. So who else helped? Who are your business partners on this deal?
When I launched the Kickstarter with my brother Dylan and my friend Charlie, and then not too long after, they basically helped get the Kickstarter go. They helped on a lot of things, and then shortly thereafter, I realized that I needed to spend some time alone prototyping and figuring it all out. So I went solo for 2.5 years then.
Okay.
And then a year ago, I brought on a co-founder, and now we went through an accelerator program in over the summer, and now we are a team of 6.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
That's really great. Well, congratulations on that. By the way, I love the marketing materials. I love your target audience. You're clearly going after a little younger audience, but you are definitely capturing the attention of those of us who are looking for, to fill a tight space, so to speak.
Yeah.
We can't all have 20 games in our basement. I do.
It's not enough.
Bryan, I think, has 30.
I have 46 in my house. Come on.
46? Holy
That's correct.
crap. Wow.
Yeah.
Just
Nice.
a lot of dick waving around here.
Not anybody can live in a patio home and squash 46 games into a house.
Right.
You don't have a basement, do you?
I do not. I'm in Texas. You can't dig. There's clay.
Oh,
Yes. Hey, so Tyler, I have a question. Who do you consider your professional mentor? Like, who's your motivation as far as, what you do?
That
tough one.
Is a good question. I mean, my dad's always been a big role model for me. And aside from him,
Yeah, I know, right?
Wait a minute. Why do you say that again?
This may be you're like a made man. You're your own guy, I think, is really what I'm sensing. Because I think you've sort of gone out on your own here, in no man's land, essentially.
I need this clip, though. I need you to say it because we just talked over you.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, yeah, my dad. You just have to say that one more time. Yeah, my dad.
My dad.
Yeah, my dad.
Totally. That's what I was looking for.
Nice.
That way when I go into post and I edit it, I can steal that.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so let me give my follow-up question. And it's funny, they've written notes next to my follow-up question that says that he's given a lot of history. But my question is, were there any circumstances where just the right things happened in the right order, or was this completely something wrong happened and then it got you in this direction? Like, was there any kind of weird, push that happened? Like, oh my gosh, I got to do this or something, or?
Yeah. So I would say us going. So about a year ago, with Polycade, I hit a wall. Where essentially, it's been a bootstrapped project the whole way through. Bootstrapping a hardware company is not for the faint of heart.
Mm-hmm. Good luck, Atari 2.0.
What's that?
Good luck, Atari 2.0.
Yeah, totally.
They're kind of in the same boat as you, the VCS, right? They announced in June of 2017. They kickstarted in May of 2018. They just announced a new processor this year. So anyway, go on with your bad self.
Yeah, I'm a backer on that project.
So you're saying not for the faint of heart.
Right, totally. Yeah, I mean, so about a year ago, things were looking kind of scary. We were running out of money. Didn't have enough cash to run the next manufacturing. It was getting pretty shaky. It was about that time that we went out and applied for the TechStars program, accelerator program. And that came together. I was very apprehensive about the program. I didn't know what to expect, and you give away a cut of the company.
For our listeners, that accelerator program is put on by Comcast.
So it's TechStars in partnership with Comcast NBC Universals.
Okay, great.
Wow.
So Comcast, NBC, and Stars.
TechStars, yeah.
Okay, all right.
TechStars is basically a major accelerator
So they're like
network.
They're like a venture capitalist for a number. They do this for a number of startups, right? So they'll pick, you apply, and then they select based on your products and your pitch, and a little bit like Shark Tank, I would guess.
It's quite like Shark Tank, and I think the acceptance rate for these programs is hard. It's harder to get into than Harvard.
Wow.
Usually.
Well, I'm glad you did, because it puts you on the map. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, so that I would say, like, in terms of the right thing happening at the right time, us getting in and going to TechStars was definitely that.
And incidentally, because of that, you got written up in the New York Times, right?
No, so actually the Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal.
Happened.
Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, that came earlier than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you had some good press early on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we did. We were fortunate to get some great press early on, and I think that's I think I can owe that. Nolan Bushnell's son creating an arcade machine apparently is a story that, like, people
want to tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's.
I got to ask you a question about that. So you obviously Nolan's a formidable presence in arcade gaming and gaming in general, having created Chuck E. Cheese and all that sort of thing. We wanted to focus on Polycade and you today, which we are doing, I hope successfully. But it's you don't want to be in his shadow, but there's advantages to being his son. So can you tell us what that's like?
Totally. So that is an interesting thing. Growing up, I learned quickly to never mention the connection to Atari and Chuck E. Cheese and whatnot, just because, as a kid, you don't want people, like, trying to be your friend because of that.
Right. That's totally understandable. It's like when you have a friend who has a pool and you're just like, I'm over to use your pool, not to be your friend.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. And so that's always been something that I don't mention. Sorry?
Or when your friend had the game system you always wanted to play and you just showed up at his house to play it.
Well, that's really, Brian, that's the only reason I go to your house, because you have a pool and 30 games in your house.
I know. And a trailer for your Monaco GP.
That's true. That's true.
So sorry, you were saying that you wouldn't mention that.
Right. Sorry. Didn't mean...
Yeah, well, so I wouldn't mention that. And, running this project is the first time, when we launched the Kickstarter, that was one of the first lines on the Kickstarter. And it was a hard thing to push through because, you don't want to have that shadow association, but you're like, okay, I'm making an arcade machine and I'd be a complete fucking idiot if I didn't mention Kickstarter.
Right. Well, and he signed cartridges for your Kickstarter too, right?
Yeah, totally.
So he was supporting you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
And so that was actually an algorithmic strategy where Kickstarter bases a lot of your the ordering of your project and stuff on how many backers you get, how quickly, and how much money you raise, how quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that you're doing, the higher you go up in their rankings. So the cartridges was like an easy. Our problem was that we were selling we were selling the product for $15.50.
Sure. Yeah.
And the sweet spot for Kickstarters is like $100. So we were way over that range.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure we'd have a bunch of adopters right away.
I think it's great. If you go out to the Kickstarter page, it lays out in detail all the things you gave away. And I thought it was a really great strategy what you guys did. I just want to say that because it's when you're starting a business and you're doing Kickstarter, and I've been involved with Kickstarters that have failed and where they don't deliver. And so congratulations on your achieving your goal this year. So that's pretty cool. But
nice.
It's really sweet. Like when you look at the effort that you had to put in, I was like, how did they get this money? You know, like I'm always interested, how did they get this money? And you can see that there were people that were legitimately interested in buying these either. And maybe you can talk about this. Where do these things end up? Are they in offices? Are they in corporate buildings? Are they at homes?
So for our Kickstarters, almost all of those, like I would say 95% of those machines went to homes, with the other 5% going to like company offices.
Okay.
Today, we sell machines to doctors' offices, corporate offices and tech companies and stuff, as well as co-working spaces. So WeWork has recently purchased a bunch of our machines, and they're putting them into their co-working spaces.
I was like thinking this would be perfect for work. You put it on the wall and people can't destroy it, especially if it's metal.
Right.
You know, and I mean, maybe I'll buy one and become an operator. And but once you get the one I can charge for.
Yeah, totally. So we should have that available in about 2 months.
Sweet.
I'm just scheming how I could get my office to buy one.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally. Put one in the waiting room.
Why are you an hour behind on schedule today? Oh gosh, I just had to get to that next level there.
Well, there's a lot of data that says 5-minute breaks at work improve productivity. So buy a Polycade and you'll actually get more done.
I like that. That's a good slogan. The next thing is one of the chatters just asked, in addition to Steam, can you run emulation or sideload other things?
Yeah. So the Steam, we chose Steam as the platform because there's such a universe of games available.
Plus, you can totally dismiss any licensing because it's all on the end user.
Precisely.
Yep.
Yeah. And so we don't ship pirated content,
right?
And you do still have like Pac-Man and Galaga and a lot of these other titles available on Steam. But we were, that being said, you do, I think ROMs and emulation is a very important part of this space, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've set up the system to you can load up. We've got all of the emulators pre-configured for all of the primary systems, and you can drop ROMs into a specific folder, and then we've got a script that will load them into your Steam interface.
Gotta love a software developer getting a hold of a game.
Exactly. And so that way you get one interface to browse your Steam games as well as your ROMs and stuff.
The chatters say the cops are coming to get you. Right when you started talking about ROMs, too. It was a little creepy.
Oh, right?
There was a siren in the background. It was the timing was kind of impeccable.
Nice. Yeah, well, I could... Well, yeah, let's...
you can go on and on.
Yeah, we could talk more about that. But we are actually now licensing some of these retro titles, and so and also where Steam was a great way to get started, we are developing our own platform, our own software platform now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and so that's actually we're already deploying that to machines that are in doctors' offices and those kind of spaces. And then, and of course, the pay-to-play machines will run on our software.
So
cool.
There was another question from the chat, a little bit more specific than one of the ones that was asked earlier, is what your favorite game was. Somebody asked, Andy Baldwin asked, what was your favorite Atari game?
Oh, so, okay, this is embarrassing.
We'll be quiet so we can pull the clip well.
Yeah. So we never really played Atari.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because you had a Donkey. Because I was wondering about that. Because you had a Donkey Kong Jr. and there was another game, but it wasn't Atari.
Arkanoid is one of my favorite games. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
We did have Super Breakout, which I love.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of like Super Breakout more than Arkanoid.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
And then we also had Pengo. Those were the machines that we had at home growing up. But
so Super
Breakout's an Atari game, so I'll choose that.
All right.
But as far as the Atari console, for some reason, my dad never put that in front of us. We were born after he had sold it.
Sure.
And so I don't know. I think, the way that Atari closed out for him was maybe not the best. And longer story there.
Yeah. Sure.
But so I think for maybe that's like connected to why he never really put an Atari console in front of us. And we were also the last of our friends to get a Nintendo. So which I think was also part of that, like, open wound at the moment.
Sure. Well, yeah, there's a whole history of that. We talk about it frequently on the show. So we know darn well what happened, and I could totally see it being a bittersweet thing for Nolan. So what about Nintendo games? You have a favorite?
So Nintendo games, Zelda.
Yes, the very first one, right?
Yeah. I mean, I still remember getting that golden cartridge and being like,
I still play that once in a while. It's so fun.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Okay, so have you beaten Second Ganon?
No, I have not.
Is it beatable?
I don't know. I get it's a big buy-in. You got to play a long time.
Oh my God. And there's so many things that you just, for first Ganon, you're just like, oh, I know this because I was, my friend showed me this secret and my other friend showed me that secret. And on second Ganon, none of that's real. So you're literally like walking around bombing every single, stone wall.
Trying to figure out where the secret entrances are. Oh yeah. Awful. It's awful.
Literally. It's brutal. And I did that for like hours and hours and eventually was like, level 6 just doesn't exist.
Well, and the other thing is like Super Mario did the same thing, right? You get to the end and then it starts over harder. So like all the Koopas are now those little shell guys, and it just is exponentially harder. And then you're just like, no, I'm not I'm not playing again. I went through the whole thing.
I'll beat the first one again.
Yeah.
So Tyler, have you seen the Zelda cabinet or the Zelda tribute cabinet that was made?
No.
There's a guy, Adam. Who's his name?
Oh, Sam Bauman. His name is Sam Bahman.
He made these kind of stunning Nintendo cabinets that look gold, and it's a Zelda theme. It's a really fascinating. If you have a chance, just Google it sometime. They're amazingly done.
Wow,
they're really cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
He's
tell you guys a secret.
Go ahead.
We are making a gold-plated Polycade.
Oh, so that's cool. Yeah.
No one's supposed to know it because we're gonna work with like some influencer on it, and so we want that to be the real drop. But
Polycade, the LE edition, or
wait, we're broadcasting it on the web.
Yeah, but we don't have that. So we have about 200 subscribers. There's about 20 people in the chat right now, so you're good.
Awesome.
We'll tell them all to be quiet.
We're close quarters. Everyone shh. But I'd love to see this Zelda cabinet. I'm gonna dig that up.
Yeah, he's awesome. He artist by trade, and does this in his spare time. He made an Oregon Trail game, and it has like wood plank and big rivets. And it's amazing, and then several different Nintendos. He did a Zelda cabinet. He did a Mega Man cabinet. He's working on a what's the Scrooge game?
McDuck. No.
What is it called?
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Yes.
Yeah. Which they redid for the PS3. Even it's like he's doing mad awesome work, and he puts coin mix and all this stuff and. It looks just like an arcade game. So
well, the funny thing like you meant when you mentioned like when you got the gold cartridge for Zelda, it's just kind of funny because like the cabinet, the other ones are really cool art, but the cabinet you did for Zelda kind of like has that feel of the cartridge, right? I mean, it's this gold cabinet, and it was that when you open the cartridge and it kind of just shines. It's like, I don't know, it had that same feeling you had when you opened that the Zelda for the first time and thought, okay, this is amazing.
He's not done with DuckTales, and he's working on a Ghostbusters one also. But the DuckTales cabinet is a vault, so it's got the big Scrooge thing on the side, and it's even better than the Zelda cabinet. It's amazing.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah, and you should work out a deal with him. Trade him a Polycade or something for one of them because they're really cool.
For the Zelda. You know whose work I really love is Love Hulton's. I'm not sure if I say that right, but
say it again.
Love Hulton.
Okay.
Have you guys seen his stuff?
What does he do?
So he's like a craftsman out of Sweden, I believe.
Oh yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, wood, really fine wood cabinets with like brass details.
The latest one is a pet computer, right?
What's that?
It's his latest one is a Commodore PET. It's with a working tape drive where you press play to turn on the game, and it's got a MAME emulator in it. But it looks so cool.
Oh, I just pulled this. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
he does great work for sure.
And
if you one thing that you may if looking at this stuff reminds me of, there's a guy that made fight sticks on a limited. It's a one-off, not kind of per order like this. Named B15 SDM, and he was out of England, an architect, and he would make these hand-carved acrylic sticks to play Street Fighter, or PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, those types of things. And he made this Soundwave stick that looked like the Transformer Soundwave.
Whoa, cool.
I mean, so it's one of the neat things, and I think that you like the Polycade really kind of, and all of what's neat to see are people using kind of new techniques, new ways of building things, pulling in some of the old retro, using the new systems like Steam, bringing this out to the world. It's really this resurgence of this interest in the classic games lately has been awesome, and to see what people are doing with it. I mean, I had never heard of this guy, and this is just amazing stuff that he's doing with it. Seeing the systems that you guys have taken to hang on the walls. I mean, it's just all of it is really fun, and especially for those of us who grew up with it, it's like great to see people enjoying it again because it was fun. I mean, it was a great time playing these games, and I think the new games have their place, but these old games really had a certain amount of theory and other things to them that it's nice to see preserved.
Yeah, absolutely. And and to it felt for a moment like some of these classics were just getting lost to the sands of time. And the companies, I won't talk about that actually. Most of the developers don't really have a lot of focus on them. They're like, oh, we made that game, but like we don't really care about it anymore, is how it feels, right? We're focused on the new games that we're making. And so it just, the last thing we want, these classics, they're like art, right? And so like, what if suddenly no one could go look at the Mona Lisa? Yeah, it would be a tragedy. And so I feel like, preserving that stuff, which is why emulation is so cool. And I love that it's just generally like designed around replicating the exact experience. Right. So like in Contra 2, Super C, there's always that moment on the third level boss where there's too many bullets on the screen and the whole thing slows down into slow-mo. And that's preserved. It's awesome.
Yeah. I've noticed that in playing Star Wars, on certain screens of playing Star Wars, if you fire fast enough, you can actually overload the system, slow it down, and flying through the towers is a little bit easier because the system is not moving quite as fast. It's and it's funny because you brought up fire, and to me it's it's kind of like so to me the emulation is kind of when people do like reprints of the Mona Lisa, or you get framed things, so everybody can enjoy that in their house. And I think there's a place for that is absolutely essential for everybody to enjoy it. But then there's also this aspect of preserving the originals, because there is a feel and a smell and a touch and I mean just how the whole thing fits together in these original cabinets, that once they're lost, they're gone. The glow of a CRT,
Right.
I mean, it's just, you can't quite recreate that. You can emulate it, but you can't quite recreate it on these newer monitors. And it really is neat to see people focusing on keeping some of that around.
Yeah, like the barcade phenomenon, and that is really cool. Because and I totally agree with you. The holy grail of this stuff is the original machine. But for most people, it doesn't make sense.
No, well, not everybody. There's only one Mona Lisa, but there's hundreds of prints and pictures, and people get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make the prints and pictures any less valuable or it from a perspective of being able to enjoy it. But that original is important as well, and the prints wouldn't exist without the original. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So the next question I had.
Wait a minute, I can't hear you, Adam.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not that important. So.
Bryan, can I still hear you? No?
I can hear you. Did you lose me as well?
There we go.
There you go. So there was a question earlier. So what was it like to grow up in a house with multiple siblings and an inventor father? We've sort of heard that story. And then one person dovetailed off that with, what is your earliest memory on realizing that your dad was sort of a big deal then? Like, when did you go, oh, he's kind of important? Was it at the shows or?
Yeah, that's a good question. What is my earliest memory? So I think, I think the first thing that was the indicator, we grew up in a pretty big house. And the first indicator for me was like when, you brought a friend over and they were like, whoa, this is crazy.
It's like, there's a movie called The Toy with Richard Pryor. It's horrible. And if you watch it, it's very racist and out of date. But the kid in it lives in this giant house and has like a go-kart, and they have arcade games in the basement. And I'm going, my house is going to be that way someday. I'm going to have a house that's going to be like that. But I can imagine like going over to your house and you're the kid from The Toy.
Yes, totally. Right.
And then you had all those friends who are like, you guys have a pool? You have a hot tub? Oh, you're my new best friend, by the way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so that was like both where we sort of realized that like, oh wait, there's a big deal here, and we need to not talk about it.
Yeah.
When we're making new friends.
Do you I mean, you don't. I'm going to compliment you now, and I'm going to try not to sound like an asshole. You seem pretty humble for growing up in, relative, I don't know. I don't want to overbloat the whole thing, because I always look at everybody as a regular person. So if I were to meet Nolan, I would treat him like a regular guy, because I would just expect that he doesn't want people to fawn over him all the time.
Yeah.
I think
you're nailing it right there, for sure.
And I've, whenever I meet a quote unquote famous person, I try to be as down to earth as possible. But you seem you seem rather humble. You seem really down to earth. Did you ever have a period in your life where you were just totally out of check, or were you kind of raised to have that humility, to treat people like regular people, etc.?
Yeah, I think, my parents are really, I feel like, great parents.
Mm-hmm.
They were always, my dad always made us work for our money. We never got free money. And my mom's super down to earth. She's Of course, an ex-hippie, maybe not ex, actually.
I love it.
And so, and my dad also comes from, humble beginnings. And so, I think that like where he had his moment of that stuff going to his head maybe a little bit, or his success, I think he also, like stepped back after that and was like, whoa, I don't want to be that guy. And so I think maybe that's part of it. And we also as a family, like my dad had some ups and downs in business. And so where we grew up from our earliest ages were, there was a lot of money, it tended to kind of go away over time. So maybe I could have been a bigger dickhead.
Well, that's appreciate. I appreciate you sharing that. That's it's not easy to dig into that kind of question. So I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
We are running out of time here, so I want to look through the chat and ask a couple more questions, and then wrap her up for tonight. Brian, what you got on the docket over there?
I think I don't see anything on the chat right now, and
well, I do want to say I would love to see an arcade that is just Polycades. Like you walk in, there's an espresso bar, craft coffee drinks, craft beers, and just rows of Polycades that people can sit in front of. Wouldn't that look cool?
Speaking my language.
You could have such a nice. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a design for this, and like a whole. Like I really, really want to build a Polycade arcade. It's probably not gonna happen for a few years, but
it's good to have dreams.
We've got some really cool ideas to put in there, and I can't tell you about them because I don't want someone else to do it.
No, don't tell us.
No, keep that one quiet.
Oh yeah, but ooh, it's gonna be awesome.
I love it. So what would you say to other entrepreneurs that are thinking about doing something like this? They have an idea, they want to. Obviously, you don't want them to make a Polycade, but like they have an idea. What would be your advice to them?
So first and foremost, go and read a book called The Lean Startup.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of the writer, but that one, it's a very popular book, and that will pop right up.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because it talks about, so often when someone's starting a company, they're like, have this idea and it's going to work like this. And so I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it like that. Right.
Yep.
And you're making a lot of assumptions and you don't necessarily know, like, do people want this? Do they want to interact with it in this way? Do they want to pay money for it? This basically has you test from a data-driven perspective as quickly as you can so that you can iterate quickly and you don't spend you don't spend 6 months building something that you then go out and market test and the market's like, oh, actually, we don't want that.
Sure.
Right. And so that's number one. Number two, Kickstarter's fantastic. It only works for certain types of projects. Usually some kind of consumer hardware product tends to be the case for it. In the event that Kickstarter is a platform that works for what you're doing, do that first. Because this also goes back to the lean startup where you're basically able to test something before it really exists.
Sure. Yeah. And that's cool.
Yeah,
so those are your two main pieces of advice. And that guy is Eric Ries or Rice, R-I-E-S.
That sounds, yep.
And it's available on Amazon on either hardcover or softcover or Audible. So you can listen to it. Yeah. Listen to it in your car as you're starting your Kickstarter campaign on your phone.
That's right. Yes.
There you go.
Triple multitasking.
All right. Well, a tragic thing happened. Mark's power went out completely. And I'm wondering if he's dealing with like straight line winds or something down there in Texas. I heard the South was going to get hit with something, but I don't know if Houston was supposed to be in part of that or not, but nonetheless, I know he would love to say hi to you. If you wouldn't mind sticking around after we close out the show, we'd like to say goodbye to you. In the meantime, I want to just thank everybody for tuning in. Because this has been a great show. We've loved having you on. We were really honored to have you on as a guest, Tyler. So we hope to have you on again.
Yeah, I would love to. And next time I'm gonna be with like a sweet backdrop.
Yeah.
Be in my car.
That'll be. This is kind of cool though. It's very California. You're in. So thanks for listening in. This has been Arcade Radio. Go ahead, Bryan.
Facebook at Arcade Radio, facebook.com Arcade Radio. Check out the semi-regularly updated blog at arcaderadio.com. That's RCADERADIO.com.
And feel free to leave some comments on the game line. That's 612-548-GAME.
Follow us on Twitter for updates and our latest shenanigans.
Subscribe to our YouTube Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you'll know when we're streaming live.
You can also subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, etc.
Yeah, it's like one click plus a click and another click. That's going to be it for now. From Arcade Radio, we hope you had a great time, and we'll see you on the next episode.